Damn, son. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Little homie do the walk. Make him do the walk. All my ladies do the walk. If you against, do the walk. Walk. Go where you from. Everybody do the walk. Make him do the walk. Everybody do the walk. Said I make him do the walk. Real gangsters don't talk. Leave your body up in chalk. Just for talking to a narc. If I catch you at the park, hanging out after dark. See you a fish, I'm a shark. I'ma hit him in the heart. I'ma hit him where it hurt. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you're scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt, cause she know it won't work. I'ma hit him where it hurts. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you're scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt, cause she know it won't work. Little homie do the wall. Make him do the wall. All my ladies do the walk. If you against, do the walk. Go where you from. Everybody do the walk. Make him do the walk. Everybody do the walk. Said I make him do the walk. All the bitches tryna stalk. I ain't know me like a hawk. Wanna ride up on my car. They know I got it on lock. Got women by the flock. See you a nerd, I'm a jock. Hating on me cause I rock. I'ma hit him where it hurt. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you're scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt cause she know it won't work. I'ma hit him where it hurts. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you're scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt cause she know it won't work. Now homie do the walk. Make him do the walk. All my ladies do the walk. If you against, do the walk. Go where you from. Everybody do the walk. Make him do the walk. Everybody do the walk.
Rowdoggs Entertainment. 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 OG Rowdoggs Entertainment. Rowdoggs Entertainment. To the Rowdoggs ENT, man. Rowdoggs Entertainment. Rowdoggs Entertainment. Rowdoggs Entertainment. Rowdoggs Entertainment.
Rowdoggs Entertainment.
Yo, what's cracking, man? It's your boy OG Rome, aka Mr. Everywhere, man. I want to welcome everybody to Rowdoggs TV, episode 49, with my co-host to the left.
You know what it is, man. It's your boy Dazer Dabs representing Rowdoggs Entertainment, and we have a special guest today, Rome. Talk to us.
Hey, I'm going to fuck up the last name because he just said it, but I know I will get the first name. Can we give a shout out to my homeboy Garett in the building? All right, fuck it up, right?
Well, it's Bouquet.
Okay.
It's a Creole name. I'm French Creole, so
All right.
on that side. Yeah.
Well, let's go. Hey, so for people who don't know about who you are, and you know, for our Rowdoggs TV fans, can you explain a little bit about what you do, who you are, and your background?
Sure. So, you know, I grew up in Southern California.
Nice.
Went to Arcadia High. Grew up. You know, I grew up as a white dude. Like, I mean, that's it, right? Like, my whole life. But my cultural background is, you know, I'm Creole. Like, background in music. My great grandfather, he played with Jimmy Durante in the original New Orleans Jazz Band. He wrote Tiger Rag. It's like, you know, that's like a jazz standard, right?
Nice.
Yes.
You know, he moved to LA in the teens, 20s, 30s, and like, you know, to get away from racism in the South. And he moved here to not far off of, you know, 100th Street down here. Like, so he moved here, raised his family. My dad was born in LA. I was born in Rosemead, moved to Arcadia. So it's like my background is like deep in the heart of LA, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Like it's my soul. It's like music's my soul. but I grew up in technology and as a computer hacker, like basically, right?
I love that, man. That means you have patience and endurance. I'm talking about you gotta be up on that fucking screen all day,
Yeah,
trial and error.
yeah, you're like you're tinkering with stuff and trying things and breaking things.
Yeah.
and trying to fix them, and I mean that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Like you go out.
You have an
build
inventive
something.
mind, though. You know, creative mind.
Yeah.
And then you start messing with drugs, right?
Right.
Like, so you find drugs in your teens, you start smoking weed, start drinking, and I drank heavy for a lot of years.
Okay.
What was your drink to go to?
Oh man.
Anything that was in a medicine cabinet.
Well,
Anything you could drink.
it became that, right? So it's like, this is the first time I've ever talked publicly about this, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes, we appreciate you for that.
But it's like, everybody has a story, right? Like,
Yeah.
everybody's gone through a bunch of shit. They've suffered, like I drank for a lot of years. It started, beer here and there, and I loved it. It's like, and it wasn't because I liked alcohol. It's because I like to explore altered states.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you meditate? Why do you drink? Why do you smoke weed?
Yeah.
It's an altered state, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
you're taking yourself from here, putting yourself somewhere else, and
Wow,
expanding your consciousness. So there's some drugs that are traps. There are others that enlighten you. There are others that make you a better you.
Can you explain which ones, in your experience, from
Good to
which one is the good, which one is the bad, which one creates?
happiness, which one creates,
The whole thing is we want to
some of them
educate the
create
public.
depression, bro. Like,
Because
you know what I mean?
honestly, living in the hood, we think anything besides weed is something to be shy up to speak about.
Yeah.
When at the end of the day, I speak to you and you have all this knowledge and it
Yes.
makes sense.
That's
It
what we
makes
need.
sense,
Someone
exactly.
here that has the knowledge.
So speak on the good ones and the bad ones. Which ones?
Well, so like anything you put in your body, it's going to change you. Whether it's food, whether it's the air you breathe, the water you drink,
Yes.
everything you do matters, right? So if you have a drink, it's going to change you. If you
Yes.
have cigarettes, it's going to change you. If you're going to have a prescription drug, it's going to change you. It's like everything you do has consequences.
Yes, yes.
Everything. So, with me personally, and I see it with other people, but I'll only talk about me. I'm not
Yes.
not a professional. I'm saying like alcohol for me made it so that I would do other things without impulse control. Like you do it, and you do more of it, and you just do more of it. Now you're trapped. How do you
Right.
get out of that trap? Whether it's Xanax, Vicodin, Adderall, meds for depression.
Yes.
Wow.
I've been on all of these things. I've had long experience with all of these things.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
Great.
Any of these have
10,
benefits? Because right now at the moment it looks like you're fucking it up for everybody else. Because
Yeah.
for real. At the moment it's like you're finding yourself in a depression or something that you're abusing. There you go, abusing them instead of using them to your advantage.
As a trap, right? So it's like how do you get out of where you're at and change your
environment,
lifestyle?
yeah.
And it's partially your environment, the people you're around, it's
Yes.
the stress that you have, your
Yes.
job, it's your diet, it's your
Yes.
sleep,
Yes.
it's
The
taking
whole
care
life
of
change,
yourself.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the things you consume, whether it's coffee's great, right? Too much coffee's bad.
Yeah.
Nicotine, a little bit is good. Too much bad.
Yeah,
Believe it or not,
There's
nicotine
always
is
a good and a
actually
bad
good.
to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
THC, cannabis, a little bit is good. A lot's bad.
Yeah.
We see that, right? Like we see people affected.
Dazer.
Uh,
Bad. Bad. Alright? You get smoking too much. You don't even feel it.
Come on, man.
You don't even
I'm a
feel it.
professional at this shit.
It doesn't even tickle you no more.
You need a fog machine on here.
Whatchamacallit, at what point did you find yourself doing psychedelics and using it to your advantage?
So I was in my early 20s. It's like 1995,
Mhm.
and I was drinking a lot. I got 2 bags of mushrooms. It was $20 a bag. I had no idea what it was. Somebody said, "Eat the whole bag." I'm like, okay. I'll eat the whole bag. So my sister's driving me up the 605 freeway, and I eat half the bag. And I go, "Well, let's
This
do
is the
it
first
half."
time?
The first time.
I'm
Driving-
glad everybody remembers the first.
Driving up the 605. It's like 1995, and all of a sudden everything gets sparkling bright. Like, oh, okay. There's something going on.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
remember, I'm drinking a lot, like 10, 20 beers a day for like 20 years. So,
Wow.
I mean, this is a thing, but every day, vodka, right? So, long story short, I stopped smoking at that time. Like, I smoked less. I was like, oh, cigarettes are terrible. I stopped drinking as much.
Yeah.
I didn't know then that the mushrooms that I had actually set me on this journey, well, of experimentation of drugs. Like, I'd already been experimenting with alcohol, cigarettes, mushrooms told me to not mess with those things, but there's something else out there, right? And flash forward 20 years, 15 years, I had mushrooms another time. And it reset me again. Like, I drank less, I quit smoking, I changed my job, I changed my relationships. I reassessed what I was doing with my life. And back then I didn't know how this worked. I do now, right? Like, because I talk to a lot of people about this in the plant medicine community and work with people.
Just soaking in all the knowledge.
Like professionals, like tripsitters.org, for instance. Like, if you go there, you can see resources on plant medicine,
remedies and stuff.
no, like professionals, like that facilitate,
Nice.
that provide, that are guides, like
Just knowledge.
dosing things on mushrooms, for instance.
And
right?
what are let's speak about mushrooms,
Yeah.
because a lot of people now, the new kid, the new age, that's what they do.
That's like their thing.
Yeah. But
And
for
people
people,
think it's bad, you know what I'm saying? But it's really not.
can you
It's really
explain
medicine, bro.
what it does to you, how it grows, as much information as you can give us? For me, assume I don't know shit. Bam.
Sure. So mushrooms have a active component in it called psilocybin, right?
Yeah.
So psilocybin is not psychoactive, but it breaks down into something in your stomach acid that is psilocin. Psilocin works on your nervous system. I could get really people stop me because it's super geeky and go down
No,
holes on
hit
it.
it.
But so serotonin, serotonin is related to psilocybin, and
So we already have it inside of us, or something?
well, you have serotonin, and psilocybin helps regulate your serotonin
triggers it.
system,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, basically like-
It helps reset it, and
Yeah.
and there's a lot of chemistry and a lot of science stuff behind it. But what I'm saying is, like, if you have an eighth of mushrooms today, and you trip balls, tomorrow, if you have 2/8 of mushrooms, you probably won't feel the effects, right? Okay. So that means there's no compulsion that's going to happen. It's not like you've been up all night doing coke and you're crashing and you need more coke, or you're doing speed and you're up all night for days and you come down and you need more.
Yeah.
There's no compulsion involved with serotonin. It resets you, normalizes things. It makes you, kind of address your personal issues, your things that you've been holding on to. It helps you let those go.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard a lot of scientists have used psychedelics to their advantage. Can you speak a little bit about you? Have you ever had a trip where you invented anything, where you found
dope idea.
supposedly the secret eye?
Yeah.
Oh,
the third eye opener,
third eye.
meditation.
yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of traditional and cultural history in these plant medicines, like Maria Sabina and mushrooms in Mexico, and the ceremonies and traditions around that.
Yeah.
The ceremonies, I've sat in mushroom ceremonies.
Ooh, speak on it, because
Absolutely.
this fool went to Mexico and done
Yeah.
the real
mushrooms everywhere.
ceremonies that we see on Vice.
Yeah.
I've sat
When you
I've
wake
sat in
up
the
and look, you ain't had to carry it up your ass because you get.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying you get so fucked up. Like some
No,
crackhead.
it's not like that. So the ceremonies are actually really guided, and they're spiritual. They're not religious. So there's this thing that's been happening. Somebody's like, "Hey, I'm a Christian. I don't want to do anything with shamans because it's this weird thing." And I'm like, "No, this isn't a religious thing. It's a cultural thing."
Yeah.
And the cultural tradition of sitting in ceremony, the ceremony is to guide the journey with that plant medicine. It's to help you on your journey. When you take mushrooms, it should be of your choice, not because somebody gave it to you, but because you took them, because you want them.
To search for an answer.
Correct. And it's about intention and mindfulness.
I think when you start off like that, it relaxes you. Why? Because at the end of the day,
Dog, it's like you're connecting with the earth type.
Question.
You feel me?
You're connecting with
Ever tried
yourself, with spirit.
Ever tried it?
Fucking yeah, I tried it.
All right. So you still didn't answer the question, and then it goes to the him.
Yeah.
The question is: have you ever invented or
Yes.
seen something that was not around here? Have you ever seen the future?
Yeah, we're on
Yes.
right now.
Huh?
Yes.
Can you explain? Because I don't want to sound like I'm a crazy ass. Explain.
Let them know, brother.
So what psychedelics means mind manifesting. So basically it means that you're expanding your consciousness.
Mhm.
You're putting parts of your brain online that normally wouldn't be there.
Right.
We live our lives and we optimize for efficiency and to be good at something, and we shut down other possibilities. If you take psychedelics, you open up lots of possibilities. You have a lot of different choices and paths you can take. You're not shooting for a target. You're opening up your decision making to lots of possibilities, and you pick the best one. It's different. Bless you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
So,
Which one? What was one of the best trips you ever had?
Yeah, what's your favorite
or
psychedelic?
eye-opening or
What's your favorite
realization?
Yeah.
so if I say what my favorite psychedelic is, that means that I've done drugs. Okay.
No. Not psychedelic, but
What-
the experience.
Yeah.
Did you?
So the first key, well, mushrooms
Yeah.
are transformational. DMT is absolutely transformational. NN-DMT for me is absolutely transformational.
How about like LSD?
LSD, I've had some amazing insights on LSD.
Wow.
They
Honest.
LSD,
Now, hear a little bit about that?
a little
LSD?
yeah. So
Ain't that what the scientists take?
Bro, I don't know. They take all
I'm
that
pretty
shit.
sure Silicon Valley was built on LSD and psychedelics. Okay.
Shout out to Silicon Valley.
Right. So
Let's go.
yeah. So we have more in common.
Right.
Right. Cannabis, psychedelics.
Yes.
The LSD, I mean, it's long lasting. You should be around people that are experienced with it. I mean, it's not something that you do lightly.
Yes.
None psychedelics should never be done lightly. This should always be done with intent, with
Yes.
mindfulness,
Yes.
with an understanding of why you're doing it.
Yes.
They're not party drugs. Sometimes they are, like, you know, festivals,
depending.
raves, right?
EDCs and shit like that.
EDC,
Yeah.
but you still go there with the
Intention.
knowledge and the intention of vibing to
okay.
music,
Yes.
because music and psychedelics,
It's
They
a
call
body
vibe.
movement,
It's a
and
vibe.
dancing,
Okay.
these things are
It's a
interrelated,
vibe.
and it happens in mushroom ceremonies.
So, yeah.
Dazer.
Yeah.
What was your experience?
With shrooms?
Yeah.
My first experience was horrible. I started seeing little leprechauns pop out everywhere. And that's why I'm leaving that shit. Yeah, but other than that, I started microdosing lately, and yeah, it just makes me be relaxed, bro, and it just makes me like kind of think deeper in. You feel me? And I'm one that I like to go to like the ocean, to the mountains, and be one with the earth. You
Yes.
feel me? Meditate. You feel what I'm saying? So,
That,
and with that, bro, I tell you, bro, that shit relieves so much stress, bro, and it's just a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? We have to learn how to do that more.
that's
And
dope.
keep the body
That's
right.
dope.
You know, mushrooms connect you to people, and they connect you to nature. And I think a lot of
Yeah.
what's going on nowadays is like we're not connecting to humans.
Yeah.
We're on our phones. We're not
Yeah.
connecting to
So-
nature.
Yeah, you're right.
Technology's
You know,
crazy.
Honestly, microdose and go for a walk around
Yeah.
the block. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the most amazing thing. You're
Yeah.
gonna see
Things you
things
wouldn't
and be
even see.
aware that you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah.
You know, the leaves and flowers and
Yeah.
scents and smells and
Yeah.
noises and sounds. It's
I'm
like
gonna be like, damn,
these things
dog,
are
you
enhanced.
fucking pissed on my bush.
No. My experience was quite simple. My first time I was going to college, I said, you know what? Before I go to college, I used to sell drugs. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try all these dumb shits just because I don't want to be in college and be like addicted and be like, okay, I'm going to college parties. I'm gonna be doing drugs. Hell no. I'm going to college. I'm gonna be the hood motherfucking college to graduate and just skips all the bullshit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I'm like, I did all kinds of shit and I did it, and I didn't know. To me, I smoke weed, so I'm already fast active. I need something to relax me. Somebody gave me a whole eighth, bro. I don't know what the fuck an eighth. All I was doing, I was eating it, and I'm like, this shit's not hitting, bro. I know that this shit's hitting.
45 minutes later.
And then they put on the movie Shrooms. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Bro, starting OG Rome, bro. I was in the motherfucking
Yeah.
movie,
Oh, yeah.
right? And then later on, the homie goes, all right, I gotta go sleep. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? It's my first time, and he's kicking me out the house.
Oh, hell.
What am I
supposed to.
What the fuck? My eyes,
This happens.
my eyes are like pupils.
Yeah.
I'm driving down Century in the hood,
Yeah.
youngest kid,
Yeah.
and you hit the bump in the ground, and it feels like God's hands going boom, boom,
Oh shit, sorry.
boom. But it's just a little ass bump. And guess what? Just like Super Troopers, the
Yeah.
cops get behind me.
Oh hell! You
They
ready
turn,
to that?
no, they turn on the fucking lights, bro. You think I'm
hell
playing?
no.
This is my worst nightmare.
Yeah. Speak on it, Ron.
And then they take off.
Oh,
I'm
they
like,
fucking-
you son of
Oh.
a bitch, bro. I was just gonna do a fucking run into my old high school and you're gonna have to chase
Oh,
me.
you ran to a
But
wall.
the moral of my story is by the time I got home, I'm like, you know what? I don't want nobody looking at me. I relaxed in my car. Check this out. Like you said, music, the wind was going.
Oh
The
man.
crickets were going.
Yeah.
And check this out. That shit was like,
Started making music then. Yeah.
right? Everything, the whole fucking earth was fucking, it sounds like, bro. And they told me, in order for you to get in this fucking rap game, you have to provide services. You have to do this,
Yep.
this, that. My brain went into this category. Bro, I did everything. And the reason I'm telling you is because I wanted that.
This is
Everything it told me to do, I did. And that's how the fuck I'm here
Yo,
today.
Ron.
That's
That was
awesome.
my
bro.
first time.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Mom.
Take a shot for that.
True
No, I'm
story,
just saying.
right? And so
Stop.
you told
Stop.
me about
Stop.
that.
So when I say you think you could see the future, if you guys are idiots, I don't fuck around with. I smoke weed.
Mhm.
But if you're an idiot, of course you're gonna see. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, it's
You
not
see
that you see the
leprechauns,
future. You get a
Oh, there you go, Ronnie dropping the.
No, it was a leprechaun.
Oh, the leprechaun? Oh, he came back. Motherfucker came back to home.
No, but at the end of the day, I had nothing but a positive trip.
Yeah.
I was able to orchestrate. My question is, this opens up a certain percentage of your brain that you don't use.
Yeah.
But then again, in order for you to use those folders in your head, you have to, because it closes once you're sober.
Well, no. So what happens is like, once you learn something and see something, you can't unlearn it. Like your mushroom journey
You could tap.
takes, like when you take your first mushroom, do it knowing that you're going to learn new things.
Fucking man.
You're going to learn more about yourself, the people around you, about
Where
divinity.
P-Funk at?
Right,
P-Funk
and-
at?
I mean, this is real. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm being
Not
honest,
real.
guys, because people out there, they're smoking weed. There's a lot of stigma attached to mushrooms. It's like, is it the hippies? Is it this? Is it the government? Like, dude, there's all kinds of shit out there. There's all kinds of like bad information.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when you step into any new drug, any psychedelic, anything that you do,
Yes.
go in, think about it,
Positive.
research it, ask questions, reach out to me, to
Yeah.
Rome, to
Yeah.
anybody,
The
right?
next
Like,
thing,
No.
you should know what you're doing
Yeah.
is going to change you, and it's going to change you for the better.
the next
You're going
thing
to take
is,
mushrooms. You're going to take a bite, a piece of chocolate bar, see how it feels, right?
There you
You
go.
eat a mushroom cap,
is it like,
like
does it go with body weight like a drink?
partially. So to some degree, different mushrooms have different alkaloid amounts.
Which
Yeah.
ones are the is it found up north? Which one is like, for instance,
Where do they come from?
what's the best
So
what's
all mushrooms now are being grown in relatively decent sized underground grows, right? Because
Okay.
it's not legal.
No,
So
yeah.
so there are some strains that are out there, and they vary from gold
Explain
teacher,
that.
Venus Envy, Albino Louisiana, Albino Avery,
Envy's, what's that?
yeah, Zapotex. There's lots of different ones.
That's true.
They're all you
Now,
know,
for instance, which
Just
one is
drink
the
this.
Kush? Which one is the Shred? Which one is the one that go to sleep? Which one
Okay.
to see the leprechaun? I want to see some
so
leprechaun.
so
Me too.
I want to see some
I
leprechaun.
want-
You see it right now.
I want to be careful about saying what's good and what's bad, right?
Right.
Like, or what's strong and what's not strong, because it's not about that. Like, you want to get the mushrooms and kind of know what the strength is, and
Do
you
your
need
knowledge
to
before you take it.
you need to know individually when you source your
Yeah.
medicine. I'm calling
Medicine,
it medicine.
it is.
right?
Because it is a medicine.
Same thing with dabbing and all this fucking
Yeah.
shit, bro.
Medicine.
bro.
When you source your medicine, know your supplier, know where it comes from.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know, like if somebody gives you something,
Double
then think about it. You should look for something, right? There's difference. If somebody tells you you should do mushrooms, think about it.
No, for
You should
real,
do
because
mushrooms because you want to do mushrooms. It has to be you wanting to do
Well-
it,
well-
not because somebody thinks you should.
Yeah.
And this is important.
Yeah.
This is very
That's
important.
key.
It's key.
Yeah.
I will never say to somebody, you need mushrooms because it will make you better. I say, I know about mushrooms, and what happens is they'll say, hey, what do you think? Do you should I? And I'm like, yeah, I'll route you to somebody that's a specialist in this and guide you. But I will never ever give somebody a mushroom saying you should do this because.
So
it's very important.
I've had a lot of people like get to the point where they say you have to take mushrooms with good people, not bad like vibes and all that. Can you kind of speak on that, so for the people that don't know on shit like that, with your knowledge, with other folks or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, it's like all things, set and setting, right? So if you're gonna take a psychedelic, your mind is gonna be open and their mind is gonna be open. And if you're in a chaotic place, it's gonna get amplified.
Yeah.
If you're in a peaceful place, the peace is gonna be amplified.
Yeah.
Whatever you do on psychedelics is going to be amplified.
So you have to be around that, you know what I mean, that right energy. You can't just do it, you know what I'm saying? Just like you say.
You don't want to do it in an airport where you're trying to get on a plane or driving somewhere or at a Christmas party.
You're like, yo, I'm looking for the flight. I'm over here like a Hindu in the middle of nowhere.
Bro, I'm stuck in the fucking toilet.
But it's about the right music, the right lighting, the right vibe. I
Yeah.
mean, set your vibe, set your setting, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you got a cool place to chill, it's a backyard barbecue with some buddies sitting around, a fire, chilling. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Not because you have to, it's important, that set and setting thing. It's about mindfulness. Like, if you're gonna do something, do it with a reason. And that's with all drugs. Like, whether it's a rail of coke, whether it's a fucking dab, whatever it is. Like, if you're gonna do it for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, do it because there's a reason to do it. Otherwise, you're just doing it for no.
Well, there it is. I was just about to ask you, what's your last word of advice that you would give to people that are listening, that are about to go on a journey, that have never tried it? Because, for instance, you can see it and it has crystals, and you know that shit's good.
Yeah.
Somebody comes up to somebody from the hood or anybody with some shrooms, be like, try this or woo woo. Bro, what's the difference from me just going in my backyard and grabbing some shit? That's the scary shit. What the fuck? How do you differentiate? A smell? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so the mushrooms you're going to get, I know that in order to grow mushrooms, the conditions have to be non-contaminated, that the substrates that you're using and the spawn that you're using have to be very carefully cultivated and nurtured, because if it's not, they get contaminated and they fail. The mushrooms that you're getting aren't going to have contaminants in them because it takes too much work to grow mushrooms to where
Properly.
nobody's going to adulterate them.
And last one before we leave. How long does it take for a full grow and that shit to come out, and you have to turn it over like some weed and let that bitch dry?
About 6 weeks from spore to harvest.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, bro.
I got one more question though, because there is states that are legal with it,
Not legal, decriminalized.
Well, decriminalized. Do you feel that the United States will be on a push to do that for every state?
So the decriminalized thing, you can look up decriminalized nature. I work with a lot of people in the decriminalized nature movement. We'll put links up.
Yes.
Look at tripsitters.org. I work with a lot of people there that are part of that community. Tripsitters.org is a great resource for your dosing and guidelines and people to reach out to. If you're feeling stressed, depressed, you need healthcare. Reach out to OG, Rome, to any of us. Like right. This is important.
When you watch the show, we're gonna put the links in the bottom.
Yeah.
You feel me? You go follow up. You feel me? If you want to get some more information, you want to get it from the right sources, not from the fucking homeboys who fucking just came out of jail.
Mushrooms are here to help you on your journey, make yourself a better you. Like, my goal is to help people help themselves with plant medicine and psychedelics. Like, that's my goal. I'm not helping you, you're helping yourself.
Yes.
Mushrooms are tools.
There it is, brother.
That's it.
Garett, I want to thank you so much for coming out here to Rowdoggs TV,
very
bro.
knowledgeable, man.
Hey,
Thank you, guys.
everybody, if you don't know, now you know. Ain't no business like Rowdoggs business. Let's get